What's up, everyone? I'm the one, the only Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw, yeah. And I hope you're ready, because we're going to be doing She-Hulk, the Savage She-Hulk, number 16. And yes, She-Hulk is causing destruction of private property. Is she doing it because she's mad, crazy? Has a sickness finally hit her, and has she gone deranged? We'll find out, won't we? As She-Hulk's following this guy, and she's been going from rooftop to rooftop. She's had to, because every time she transforms, she's been hunted by the police. Over the few issues, she's been accused of murder, destruction of property. She's being hunted by everybody, basically. And she starts following this man who's running from tower to tower, and she's seeing what he's up to, and she sees him putting dynamite on this satellite. So she swoops out of nowhere, grabs a stick of dynamite, pushes him away, and just launches it in the air. It goes sailing on the air, and boom! It blows up. And She-Hulk saves the day. She saves the tower and the building. And now, she grabs the man responsible. The man who's going to blow up this tower, and he asks, why? Why are you doing this? And he goes on to explain that the tower, the radiation that the microwaves are creating from the tower, are actually hurting the people. They're making the daycare kids sick, teachers, they're giving them some sort of cancer. And before she can actually get anything else out of him, the police show up and they start shooting at her. She ends up ducking from building to building, and this is where she's smarter than her cousin Hulk, who would just keep smashing. She finds a door, she runs into an alley, and she hides out, waiting for the patrols, for the cops to back off. And then she uses that serum that she took that's flowing through her bloodstream that allows her to transform back and forth. And Morbius said that it would be painful, but there's also a psychological effect to it, as she turns back into Jen Walters, surprised that that man, that very man that tried blowing up the tower, walks into her office, saying that he wants to put a lawsuit against that very building, because people all around the neighborhood have been getting sick, and they've been getting sick for years. They've been having problems with their eyes and other such issues. So he's hiring Jen in order to get to the bottom of this, to find out what's going on, and to investigate the crime at hand. Meanwhile, she starts interviewing people. She starts interviewing the other people involved. And they basically put up their life savings in order to pay to get her to help out. Seeing that it's more than one person and his family is being affected, she takes the case. But on the other hand, the lawyers on the other side have other plans of discrediting her. And she actually goes to her father. And her father, at this point, really thinks that she's frivolous, that she's stupid, that she fights for the wrong person, the wrong things. And he has a real strained relationship with her right now. But anyways, they demonstrate how microwaving things can help and the benefits of it. And they actually make a suit. And this suit was actually able to boil an egg just by microwaving it. They also test the radiation, which comes up with none. But they know that it's giving it off at a different frequency, so that wasn't going to really help or prove the case. Now, Jen goes on to talk about the environment, that the radio waves do carry, and that some other waves it's possible that they could carry as well. They basically laugh her out of court, saying that she's crazy, that the tower is harmless, and one of the CEOs kind of comes up to her, starts giving her the business, saying that she's a woman, no one's ever going to believe her, this guy's a nut. And the guy just takes a swing at him and knocks him to the dirt. And he says he's going to sue him and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Richard Rory, the biggest mooch in the world, who's still staying at her house, pours her a cup of her own tea and tries, to sleep with her and basically mooch. Meanwhile, one of the protesters steals the costume, and he's actually on the side of the power plant, and he plans to kill Jennifer Walters in order to sabotage the case. But little does he realize that she's the Savage She-Hulk, and she changes as she notices someone outside. And the She-Hulk is always ready for a fight, and she comes out of nowhere and surprises him. As he's about to fire that beam at her, he turns the beam at the She-Hulk, and yes, it does hurt her, but it only angers her more. It sets her on the path to destroy him. And he begins to run because he realizes how strong she is. But still, he fires another blast. She blocks it with a tree, throws it at him, and the fight continues as he tries to hit her with that beam. But she keeps avoiding, jumping around. And he thinks that he has her number right now. He turns the beam on her full blast, but it makes her mad. And you don't like a Hulk, man or female, when they're mad. And she just rips into the suit. She starts ripping it apart. She tears it from limb to limb, and she realizes that it was one of the anti-protesters and that he was going to destroy her in order to get this case thrown out, in order to keep the tower. And this is where she realizes that these people are too rich and too powerful. They have the best legal team, and She-Hulk, is going to smash the tower herself. And she begins bashing it down. She still feels weak from that microwave blast, but she puts her strength into it and starts destroying the tower, ripping it to shreds piece by piece. And one of the men who's filing the lawsuit thanks her for destroying this tower, for saving their children. The police may not thank her. They suspect her of it and the crimes that she's committed. Meanwhile, the people try to pay Jen, but she refuses to. Meanwhile, the bad guys have other plans. They need to move the tower somewhere else, somewhere secretive, with less people, so they continue their evil plans. But what are they? We'll find out the next time, and I'll catch you on the flip side.